Hey everybody, it's a Big K Experience and the Spilt Milk Show with the B, and today we're going to be talking about how to properly apologize. Can an unhappy marriage make you fat? World's biggest pot smoker gives it up, and you'll never believe what this cop did, what he got fired for. It's going to blow your mind. Alright, so as always, I talk a little bit about my life and the things I've noticed throughout it, and I've noticed a dude that was walking down the street talking to himself, which I thought it was a speech playing in the background, but his mouth just wasn't moving, so he was like a ventriloquist. A lady on a bus that fell asleep sitting straight up, like she didn't have to put any effort into it, which was, to me, very impressive. I wish I could fall asleep like that. But then I was talking to somebody that was talking about being at church, and they said that every time the pastor says something, it relates to them. It's like he's talking straight to them. And then someone else said, yeah, because it's like the living word, right? So the living word means it can always adapt and conform and react to whatever you need it to be. However, I don't think it's so much the living word. I think it's whether or not you're willing to learn. Like if you're willing to grow as a person, then when you hear something, you hear what you need out of it. So when you stop learning and you stop noticing things around you, it means that you no longer care and you must think that you're perfect. That's one of those things that I've never been one of those people. I'm always intrigued by everything, and I don't have a single track mind, period. So I tell people, well, don't focus on one thing. It's like when you're at work and you have a lot of work going on, so the time just flies by and it makes you feel better about yourself because 4 hours just went by. But the reason 4 hours went by is because you're only focusing on one thing. So remember, your life will fly by if you're only focusing on one thing. So try to widen your spectrum a little bit, which is what I was trying to do at my last meeting when I was listening to a Just for Today quote. And it was talking about becoming a better person and growing and educating yourself. And a lot of people in there are in school and trying to become psychologists. There's one person that's a year away from being an architect. A lot of things are going on because they're witnessing them. So they're growing as people and they're learning more as people. And I think that's very admirable. As a person, when you know you're not God's gift to this planet, but God did give you as a gift to this planet. So you have the ability to make people's lives better. You have the ability to make your life better, create, destroy, the whole thing. I've said it before. But it's really cool to hear when I really thought about the living word, to think it's because I'm willing to learn. It's because I'm teachable that I can be influenced by words someone else speaks, because those words can react to me the way I need them to, and then I can try to grow from that. So when you stop learning, it means you're kind of closed-minded, so you might want to open your mind back up, open your heart up, open your soul up, all that kind of good stuff. And you'll be more accepting of things that can make you a better person. So I'm going to become a better person a little bit later today as I go to Southwest Behavioral and learn more about intensive outpatient treatment, because I've never been in that, so I want to learn more about it since I'm going to become a peer support specialist. Exciting stuff. Except I found out the bus only goes to the stoplight, so I have to walk from the stoplight all the way up the hill to Southwest, so that's going to suck. But this poor son of a gun in the bus with me today, as I was coming downtown, I was talking away to him about my life story, about the place I'm moving, where I work, all kinds of things, and he just got his meds, I guess, from some place or whatever, and he was looking at me like, just not caring about what I was talking about. So, but I did it anyways. Why? Because I got nothing else to do. So you got suckered into my conversation. Ha ha ha. So there comes a time in our lives when we have a solemn duty to apologize for something we have said or done. Often it takes more than a simple, albeit heartfelt, I'm sorry, to truly express your regret. Researchers from the Ohio State University and Eastern Kentucky University have identified 6 components to apology. So I'm going to break it down how you can give a sincere apology. All right, so the more of these you include, the more effective your apology will be. How to say you're sorry in 6 steps. All right, first off, expression of regret. You gotta look sad. I don't know if that's a sad face, but I tried my best. Explanation of what went wrong. That's easy enough. Acknowledgement of responsibility. Declaration of repentance. Offer of repair. And finally, request for forgiveness. So, when you're going through all these steps, like for instance, if you forget someone's birthday, you go, oh man, I'm so sorry. I've just been so busy and I totally spaced it out. I completely forgot your birthday. That's my bad. I will never forget it again. I'm going to put it in my calendar. I will never ever have this day go by where I don't go, you know what today is? Your birthday. So please forgive me for that. Boom. I nailed all of them because I'm awesome like that. And I can apologize like a son of a guy. I don't know if that works out for me very well. I had this girl one time I met at a hotel. That's not terrible, but she worked at the hotel. And I had met her on Facebook, and I went by and visited her. Well, her boss was there. So when I walked in, I knew I couldn't just walk out, right? I had to say something, because otherwise I just looked like I'm visiting her at work. So I walked in, I was like, hey, has Mike Jones been here? And the ladies all, who's Mike Jones and who are you? I was like, well, my name's Kevin Jones, and I'm waiting for a ride, or I'm waiting for Mike to get here. He was supposed to be here an hour ago, but more importantly, he's supposed to be renting a room for me. And she goes, oh, he hasn't been here. And I was like, oh, man. Well, I guess I'll just wait outside. She's like, you don't have to wait outside. You can wait inside. I was like, you don't mind? Because it is kind of cold outside. And she's like, yeah, absolutely. Come on inside. So she's like, all right, well, I'm going to go back to work. You guys just hang out here. She'll take care of you whenever you get the room, blah, 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 blah. So she leaves. Boom. Now I'm in the, not only am I hanging out with this girl at her job, but her boss completely said it's okay. So we're hanging out. We're having a good time. Boss goes back in. I walk outside, act like I'm making a phone call. Hey, I know you can hear my phone ringing. Answer your phone, man. I really need this room. The boss looks at me and goes, so he still hasn't got a hold of you? And I was like, no, not yet. She's like, well, we don't close till 10, so you're more than welcome to wait in the office till 10. Bam, back in the office, hanging out with that girl even more, so we started talking. Anyways, later on in that day, I was so did that get me mad brownie points for what I did? She's like, that got you so many brownie points. And then a little bit later, a text came through and said, I don't know if that gave you brownie points as much as you can lie really, really well, so I don't know if I trust you. And I was like, I thought that was charming, dude. Like, I did my best to do whatever I had to do to hang out with her, and it bit me in the ass. So, obviously, faking an emotion is easy. So if you use these 6 steps, obviously you get a fake apology, but I wouldn't. If you want to make someone's life better and you want to feel better about yourself, not only did I tell you yesterday, charity helps you feel better about yourself, but I don't think it's so much giving the money as much as knowing you're making someone's day and someone smiling at you and saying thank you for the effort you put into making their day better. So maybe you should sincerely apologize. And if you can't figure out what to apologize for, that's something you can grow on, you know? So an unhappy marriage may be as bad for your health as a fast food diet. Investigators found that women in rocky relationships were up to 40% more likely than happily hitched women to have metabolic syndrome, a cluster of health issues including obesity and high cholesterol that can lead to heart disease. Chronic stress stimulates the release of the hormone cortisol, which causes the body to store fat in the belly. Excess ab fat is a major risk factor for metabolic syndrome, says study author Tim Smith, PhD at the University of Utah. So if you're in an unhappy marriage, there's a good chance your metabolic rate will go down. And if that goes down, all of a sudden you gain weight, because I don't know if you know this, but your metabolic rate is what tells your body to burn fat or burn carbs or burn whatever for energy. So if you're in an unhappy marriage, your body's like, well, if you're not, I'm not going to put any extra effort into this. You know, you're not doing anything better for yourself. Why should I do anything better for you? Basically is what your body's telling you, you know? But here's a tip for a happy marriage, and this is from Australia. Of course it's from Australia. This is the kind of studies they do. But for women, love is more important than sex. And for men, well, we all know what it is for men. It's all about sex. That's the word from an Australian study on health, intimacy, and social relations. Although both men and women agreed they wanted someone who was interesting, fun, companionable, and shares common interests and activities, the primary findings broke down sharply by gender lines. A woman prefers to be with someone who loves her. A man wants someone who enjoys sex. So, you want your man to fall in love with you, enjoy sex. If you want your woman to want to have sex with you, love her. Boom. That's how it works. It's supposed to be a yin-yang sort of thing. It's not supposed to be, I love you a whole bunch and hopefully you have sex with me, which is what marriage starts to become, I think. And then men, shut up, let's just have sex. I don't have to work for it with you, so I don't. Just give it to me is another situation. So you got to remember, everybody, it's got to be a yin-yang balance. And I know I'm not some relationship expert, and I haven't been in a relationship for a long time now. It's probably been a couple of years since I've been in a long-term relationship. I don't know how much my advice holds water, but it seems legit. I'm just saying, what is that saying, I want a lady on the street, but a freak in the sheets? That's true enough, man, every moment of the day. So the world's biggest pot smoker gives it up. And who are we talking about? The one and only Willie Nelson. He is 86 years old, and Nelson says he had to give it up because he's having problems breathing. Of course, he's 86 years old. Dude, he is fighting the good fight, though, when it comes to staying alive. 86 years old with his lifestyle? How did that happen? I think it's because he's a little guy. Little guys seem to live forever. Big dudes, no good. Like tall guys, you're donezo, bro. I've never seen old guys that live to be 86 years old. There's always some little old man that's 86 years old. But he says his health problems lately, so he started taking better care of himself. He put, I have abused my lungs quite a bit in the past, so breathing is a little more difficult these days, and I have to be careful. He says, I started smoking cedar bark, went from that to cigarettes to whatever, and that almost killed me. Nelson, who smoked his first joint in 1954, said earlier this year that pot probably saved his life when he was younger by helping him cut back on drinking. He says touring is helping him stay healthy, and he has no intention of giving it up. Good. Because you're an awesome artist, and we would all miss you if you no longer did that sort of thing. And finally, a police officer is fired, and for what? You won't believe this. This is insane. A veteran Los Angeles police officer is under investigation after his body-worn camera captured him allegedly fondling a dead woman's breasts. What? He's been put on leave pending an investigation. The incident reportedly occurred when the officer and his partner responded to a call about a possible dead woman in a residential unit. Once the two officers determined the woman was dead, one officer returned to the patrol car to retrieve something. During that time, the accused officer turned off his body-worn camera and allegedly fondled the woman's breasts. But while the sicko officers deactivated the camera, a 2-minute buffer of the device captured the incident. The department is also investigating the officer's work history. Assistant Chief Robert Arcos called the recording very disturbing. Yeah, he's fondling a dead woman's breast. Of course it's disturbing. What else are you supposed to say? You're supposed to say like it's very disgusting and horrible, and we're going to fire him as soon as possible. Supervisors discovered the act during a random inspection of video recordings. See, here's the thing though, is that how often has he done it to women that are alive? That's really the question. So if he's done it more often, if his camera turns off every once in a while, every time he is searching a young lady or has a young lady in custody, you got yourself a problem. Otherwise, why did he pick this dead woman? Maybe he's just getting older and he's like, dang, I just haven't touched boobs in a long time, so I'm gonna touch these cold ones. I don't know, but it was a bad decision on his part, I'll tell you that much, because all those years, a veteran Los Angeles police officer, that means he's risked his life countless times, maybe in order to save someone else's, or he's one of those a-hole cops that just pull you over, give you tickets all day long, and hassle people that look like gang members and stuff like that. Who knows? It's a Los Angeles cop. Either way, their job's tough, and they risk their lives every day. So if they're good cops, I think we can cut him some slack as long as he doesn't fool anyone else. Actually, no, we can't. He fondled the dead woman's boobs. He's done for. Thanks for being part of my experience. The Big K Experience and the Spilt Milk Show on the beat.